Welcome to a Thunder Update. I'm Barry Trammell. I'm joined on the phone by Thunder writer Anthony Slater, who this Sunday in the Oklahoman continues our series on the life and times of Billy Donovan. And Anthony, this week we're focusing on the first 10 years at Florida when Billy Donovan coached the Gators to a national championship in 2006, culminating a great building job. What are we going to learn this week about the job that Billy Donovan did at Florida?
I think for starters, a main reason why he was able to build it so quickly at such a young age is because of what he learned at Kentucky. He was a key recruiter at Kentucky for Rick Pitino back in the early '90s, building that program back up. And he said along the way, every time he went to go talk to a big recruit when he was at Kentucky, all the smaller schools would just kind of wilt away and say, "Hey, Kentucky's here. They're going to just take that recruit." He said when he was going to get his first job, which Marshall, but then Florida, he kind of said, I'm not going to give up on some of these big recruits. I'm going to see a Mike Miller, and I'm going to go after him. And I think that's in a lot of ways. They went to Florida, protected their backyard, got the Udonis Haslams, Teddy Dupays, those types. But he went national and got guys like Mike Miller, and that really started building the program.
What can we ascertain from these 10 years at Gainesville on what kind of coach Billy Donovan might be with the Thunder on the NBA level? It's 9 years later when he takes over, when he comes to the pro ranks. But what can we learn about Donovan, the Thunder coach, from what we saw in those early years in Gainesville?
He's a confident guy. I mean, everyone we talked to, and through even the first three stories, is about how he's very humble, and everyone we talk to, they're so positive about their experiences with him. But I think what you'll learn a little bit in this one is, this is a competitive, confident guy that would go up against, the Bobby Knight at Indiana. He had some I don't want to say, maybe some recruiting scuffles against Roy Williams when he was at Kansas. This is a guy that is very competitive. You'll learn that through talking to Jeremy Foley, the AD, and some other people. And bring this back to the Thunder. His first game in his NBA career is going to be against Greg Popovich. And this is a guy that's going to have to be competitive considering the environment he's going to be walking into next season. You
got to talk to some of Billy Donovan's former players at Florida, Mike Miller among them. What have you learned about the Billy Donovan relationship with players?
They all love him. That's the one thing we've learned through this entire series. As many people as we've contacted, all the people we've gone out to, they're very willing to talk about Billy Donovan because the mention of Billy Donovan's name to them is like, oh, I'd love to talk about Coach Billy, just because through his personal relationships over the years, he's built such great relationships.
Well, sounds like another installment of a very fun and informative series. Thanks a lot, AC Slater. Stay tuned for further Thunder coverage here on News OK and every day in the Oklahoman.